Mario Puzo. Mario Puzo, who is best known as the author of the Godfather trilogy, also wrote the screenplay for the adaptation of The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. He worked on this with the director of the film, Francis Ford Coppola. Early life. Mario Puzo was born to Italian immigrants Antonio and Maria Batonti Puzo in an Italian neighborhood in Manhattan. Mario's mother Maria was actually an inspiration for the character of the Godfather, not because she was violent, but because of her courage, wisdom, loyalty, and love for her family. Even though Puzo wrote a lot of mob-related stories, he was never actually involved in the mob. However, their presence was known in Puzo's neighborhood. A writing from famouspeople.com spoke about this. According to Mario, his interest in the crime genre is likely to have stemmed from his childhood dream of becoming a don. Writing in The Godfather. Mario Puzo began writing The Godfather in 1969 after his editor told him to develop a minor character from one of his previous works, The 14 Pilgrims. During the interview, Puzo stated that his outline for The Godfather was rejected by 8 to 9 publishing companies before he was finally given the green light to write the book. A writer from ICGuildGroup.com spoke about The Godfather. Some criticized the work for glorifying gangsters, but Puzo insisted that he abhorred violence. He noted that although he needed to allow readers to sympathize with the characters in order to make the story gripping, he was surprised that so many readers adored The Godfather. This is interesting because the audience is overlooking the fact that The Godfather uses violence to keep his power and protect his family. The audience is instead looking at the fact that The Godfather is very loyal to his family and would do anything to protect them. And he also throws a killer party, especially at weddings. Mario Puzo wrote other mob-related stories that were made into film. One is The Sicilian, written in 1984 and discusses the mob and the Corleone family. It was adapted to a film in 1987 but didn't quite measure up to the Godfather film. Another is The Last Don, written in 1996 and shows a lot of comparison with The Godfather. It was made into a TV miniseries in 1997. As a fun note, a final mob story that was released in 2000 was called The Omerta. Puzo, unfortunately, passed away before this book was released, but thankfully he had finished the manuscript of it, so the book could still be released. Film. Mario Puzo wrote the screenplay for The Godfather alongside Francis Ford Coppola. Coppola would, write up the first draft of the script, and then Puzo would come in and add some of the finer details so as to make the film as close to the book as possible. An interesting note is that when you look at the opening credits, you don't just see The Godfather on it. Coppola wanted to make sure everyone knew that Mario Puzo had a hand in this, so he put in Mario Puzo's The Godfather as the opening credits to the film. When Coppola and Puzo were working on the screenplay for The Godfather Part 2, they decided to coincide a young Vito Corleone, who would one day become the godfather, with his son, alongside his son Michael, running the Corleone crime family. Now, they would do a transition through the form of flashbacks, which is how Mario Puzo wrote it in the book. During an interview, Mario Puzo expressed interest in making The Godfather 4. He wanted to show the rise of the Corleone family, showing a young Michael, and how Vito Corleone would really become the Godfather. Mario Puzo would win Oscars for Best Screenplay for both films, The Godfather in 1973 and The Godfather Part 2 in 1975. He shared the award with Coppola, who also would direct the film. And during the 1973 Oscars, according to IMDb.com, Mario Puzo was not present at the awards ceremony. His daughter, Dorothy Ann Puzo, accepted the award on his behalf. A couple of fun facts that I discovered while working on this paper is that Mario would do screenplays for other movies that didn't have a single thing to do with any of his books or the modern in general. A few that stuck out to me were some actually pretty famous films: Superman in 1978 and Superman 2 in 1981. And a little fun fact about Coppola: he who wrote the screenplay with Puzo for The Godfather also worked with George Lucas in the making of Mishima, A Life in Four Chapters.